Maya Mobibia Ahama Wakwaba and from Cstv area print to break Cassia. I had some more na in some usual day bedumu akoteno mampeni John Dramani Mahama ede atu eja woche wo se atemu edumano obebona humode apa se obetimi aboa feso osanso ede atu eja se eye anti LGBTQ+ no yes anya ono ede nkrata na so de pen messy so assign akọ emremu afeso ye ko amanonia ni probably say do kon online ana so wato anananu ewo ise the raining sema hudua obete ewa kasien Saris Dream Jewelries Amsel Block Machinery and Block Manufacturing Rema Oshrin Agency KS Rafimes Co Limited Sile Suite on Brown Nap Apartment Hotel and afin so Crystal Direct Pet Shop and omasaya srin devia yereka si eso menso amaje pinyemidin ene mame ama bafua okoye social media handle na Facebook no CSTVGH oko YouTube nso a CSTVGH na ohwe eye kase na wa like wa share ede amaye bibia ye de betubo so no wedin eso ebetimi ehu bie mayenda ye hosimane ye fanchemu ankasa meso no. Yada say na ye share nsem no asiane yedi ni ekwa akochire mu ewo Ghana mampeni John Dramani Mahama na kache na wa brache se wo so eye Chief Justice Paul Bafuboni ana chese wodi etu edwase obebo na humodem pa se ne be ya atemu ejuma no eye independent freedom so betimi edimu na afe afoforo so etimi enyafa hodi ewo atemu ejuma ni.
The strength of our democracy depends on a delicate yet essential balance of powers among the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. Each branch is supposed to operate independently, and yet they have to collaborate in order to serve the common good. And so today, as President, I pledge my unwavering commitment to the independence of the judiciary. And I wish to say that an independent judiciary is not a favor to the courts. It is a constitutional necessity and a protection for every citizen, including the president. We must therefore jealously safeguard the institutional, financial, and administrative autonomy of our courts. Decisions of our courts, whether we agree or not, whether popular or unpopular, must be respected and enforced. This is the bedrock of the rule of law. In recent years, public institutions worldwide and in our own country have been questioned, scrutinized, and sometimes criticized. Our people want institutions that work, but they also want institutions that they can trust. The judiciary in particular must be above reproach. One single act of corruption by a judicial officer can undermine years of hard work and erode public confidence in the entire system. My Lord Chief Justice, one of your most urgent tasks is to strengthen integrity within the judiciary. And this includes, firstly, firm but fair disciplinary standards for judges and staff. Secondly, transparent and predictable procedures for case assignment and management. Thirdly, strong internal mechanisms to address allegations of misconduct. And fourth, a culture where ethical conduct is rewarded and wrongdoing is swiftly sanctioned.
Na Ghana mampeni ewie ye chire ana chese eye Chief Justice Paul Bafuboni so sheba wo chire bu se obebo ne humoden pa se ne be ya atemu ejuma no so betimi aye krabehwe.
Our judiciary must be independent, impartial, and accessible. It must not serve the powerful or the connected at the expense of the weak and the vulnerable. It must resist any incursions on its freedoms, but also embrace accountability, transparency, and continuous reform. In recent times, many Ghanaians have expressed concern about delays, access, and perceptions of fairness in our courts. I wish to confront those concerns head-on.
Na ye to ayensem no eso ahafu manten so afo charity garden so de nsema to dwa wo chiru se obekọ ayaresabia no ukra national health insurance card ibi se wo de kwa kwaje ayaresla ade se wona wo honum no waje sika bia ense ne mfata se wo beje mesani nti wo de kokobo de akwa mamu ni na se won hwe se obi a ukra card ibi na oba beje ayarehwe na chese yaje sika ense mfata se ye beje no o se imra bi eba na ye chiw so a imra no ene wo ebedie
na de ba ko a me fam ofidie so na me de aka kire health workers a wo mo afo ne se information ayenya ne se obi de insurance card ne kura ba hospital na nurses and hospital doctors no mo find way a wo be san agi sika free wo mo ho me send way warning way de am so obi biara ye be chew no ye be ge wo license e de free wo nsam. That's why we cry so your best sanction punishment be a deserve and ye the bema. San say ya by any so I didn't so obey way the abuat memufo omuni bi. It is say ye the abuani and ye the ho jim. That's all that's now hospital when now the ajiska. Many years are by be an answer be answer so more or beto. It is obi and pen and one sem no be and person near benya trouble. So be the insurance card and a bus and ye send a fatano. Yen said they be on so bacono or bones on so as so when you are buying a son for so. Na ne yare ode koye no so ne ho ato no
na oswafo hwe bambo hu ensem mutaka Muhammad Mubarak enso de ensem atudwa wo trebu se wo hwe afimpinu ni eduonu enan kronobo ekoso no ekoso be yes 600 na wo tremu so a wona chese ye tu hwe wo so ekunkun wo mo no omododo be yes 300 na o se afi edie no wachire insem no emuse.
It offers every law-abiding Ghanaian who holds an unregistered or illicit firearm the opportunity to surrender it without fear of interrogation or arrests or even prosecution. From the 1st of December 2025 to the 15th of January 2026, any person who voluntarily hands over such weapons at designated collection point will be commended, not condemned. You will be recognized as a patriot, contributing to the peace and safety of our nation. Ban on the use of firearms in traditional celebration. And this is something that is so important to us. We've engaged all our regional ministers and we've tasked our regional ministers to get all our regional House of Chiefs and our opinion leaders and chiefs to know, whilst this amnesty lasts, it doesn't really matter whether what you have is licensed or not. We just want to silence the gun in this safe way. So during funeral, during festivals, all the celebration, we just don't want to see any gun there. And we are putting in very vigorous measures. And we don't want to have any confrontation with any traditional authority.
Na in the atadwi for why I said and Mampeni John Dramani Muhammad in Samatuja or say LGBTQ plus such as say Abandadano, yeah, the comra should be doing so between Aboni Humodin, a passing Nabaya Imrawo or my immuno or say, sir, yet to be at this alone or a comra should be just few not to say, almost to be a passia or the Nisa Ebeting team as ye assigning Nabaya Imra or my.
But if you want the position of my government, marriage is between man and woman. A person's gender is determined at birth. And then also that the family is the foundation of our nation. That is our position. And so there are no questions or equivocations about what we believe. I believe that we are completely aligned with the Christian Council in terms of your belief. And so we agree with the Speaker to relay the bill and let Parliament, debate it. And if there are any amendments or whatever that have to be done. If the Parliament of the people of Ghana endorse the bill and vote on it and pass it, and it comes to me as president, I will sign it. With regards to the Family Values Bill, you were all aware what happened the last time during the past administration. There was a legal tussle, and somebody filed an injunction against Parliament to injunct the Speaker from forwarding the bill to the President for assent. And so the situation is that the bill was never submitted to the President for assent. So it was not submitted, and the President did not assent. And by the Constitution, any bill that is not assented to by the President before the expiration of the life of Parliament expires.
Nanwada enebeto just say a first lady nan kunedu ajiman Rollins wada ne benkum so nende ade se nebusuafo ede nsema babeto edwa wo chiremu se ne yiyo no ebekoso 28 November 2025 ebesi Friday na omobeye egie no ewo Independence Square na ebusuapeni oheneba akwesi abeyie ede nsense bi etudwa
Tintini fan trasi na emfasi dakese emagana fo nyina na fi yemfa enhyehyɛ ya omampani John Dramani Mahama ene abusuafo ya hyehyɛ that 28th November 2025 year. Ena ibeja na kwan wo Independence Square in Kranha. Independence Square in Kranha. Ebesha sie anopa nunsia akopemre bewi. Yede nana namu no befri mochri ne de aba abesi ho na ejam no. Asofo bebo hompaye na bakosem djumobedi na sasi so yebeka de o se ye no state funeral bia no beba so obusuane de yebe sere ni se aye ade a abehaye no ye de tumatuntum brisi kuntunkri ene tumatuntum bia na ebe
na Ghana mampeni John Dramani Mahama so ede seba tudwa wo tru se fomo gudie tu a ye tu no eho entokwa che ye bo ye homode se betimi etu ase wo my Ghana hanu se do ose ho akoye de paye na wo gusu gidigidi a wo hwe se obetimi etu sa galamsey no ase na wo se otire kire obedwe se galamsey a che so omu ekunu omu nyehwe ne mum no omu bo mo homode paye no de atu edwa wo kire se wona ya chechire won no.
Some members of the anti-illegal mining task force went to communities to do their jobs, and they were brutally attacked by the whole community. I mean, the one that happened in Ahafo. I mean, but for good luck and, the intervention of God, I mean, those 9 months task force would have been killed because there were almost 700 people armed with sticks and stones. Remember what happened to Major Mahama? It was almost a similar incident. And that's not the only place. There have been several places. I'm just trying to explain to you how it has eaten into the fabric of our society. And so I said, no, we cannot have this impunity. And so after they retreated, another group of journalists were going to another community. The community attacked them, and so they had to retreat. In retreating, they had an accident. And so I told the security services, I said, you cannot allow communities to act with impunity. And so you go back there and arrest all those who were involved in those attacks so that we put back the authority of the state in those areas. And that's why they went back and made those arrests. We're still processing them and taking out those who were involved in the attacks. And we're going to let them face the full rigors of the law, because we need to stamp the authority of the state on issues of security and crime. And so that's taking it apart. But one of the most important things is coordination. When we started the fight, the police were running their own task force. The military were running their own task force. Different groups, district chief executives were running their own task forces. You know, ministers will gather people and go and say, we're doing anti-galamsey task force. And there was a lot of extortion from people. They go and say, we're part of the anti-galamsey task force, and then it's all just to extort money from them. So we said, no, we have to do a proper coordination.
My engineer said, we saw na yenda yon sima yeba yedi dia kansu beso.
The manager of Crystal Jurek Pet Shop. Here, we have varieties of pet foods and accessories. When it comes to dog foods and cat foods, we have everything. We have the 25 kg pellets, the 20 kgs, the 10 kgs. We have Happy Home, High Performance, Dog Chew, Jack Pet Food, GC Puppy and Adults, High Retrieval, Happy Canine. When it comes to the leashes or the collars, we have everything, whether small, medium or large. We have their supplements, their vitamins, fish oils, medicated soaps, and their tablets. We also have the flea and tick sprays, their refreshers. And when it comes to their bowls, we have different types of bowls. Stainless or plastic bowls, medium, large. We have their traveling bags, their bathing tubs, their towels, and all their chains as well. We also do breeding of dogs and cats. Whether you are looking for poodles, puppies, any mixed breed, we have them. Foreign cats too are available. When it comes to their treats, we have the big bones, we have their biscuits, we have their snacks, we have our locations. One is located at East Legon American House, adjacent KB Clay, near Intifo Avenue Street. We also have a branch at Blue Lagoon, Sacramento, opposite the Ghana Poultry Farmers Association, General Anchor Street. You can contact us on 0243 03 2066 or 020 473 8175. At Crystal Jurek, we will always want your pet to smile.
Samo bibia akwa babio ensan fambra Cstv area print obre kasia asunyedu so edwediemu ensem na wa edwediemu ensem no omampanin John Dramani Mahama de atu edwa wo trewu sempepe wo hwe sene agana yesidi no it's ahoden esi ekona wo se eso enipa ye o se wo de toto afrase ede no ho a na wo de atu edwa se wo se ye na yetibe bo a na Ghana yeside no so betimi enya hoden o se eye amafo etai eka eye Ghana cedi no ye old currency no so wakota dia otibi anase waka old currency no ho nenso nkakra no bibia so betimi atoto na kwemu.
I just want to say that the governor and all your people, your team at the Bank of Ghana, the Ministry of Finance, Ghanaians are grateful to you for the management of our currency. I think that a lot of respect has returned to our currency, and it's my hope that you keep whatever you're doing to make sure that we don't have excess liquidity. All those words you people have, open market operations, whatever those your technical jargons are, whatever you're doing, continue doing so that the cedi is respected. I think this current phase of the cedi was introduced in President Kufuor's time, I think in 2007, if I'm not mistaken. And so 2027 will be 20 years of the current redenomination of the cedi. And yet it's very interesting. You go to a funeral, I was at a funeral, and somebody donated 100,000 cedis. And when it was announced, oh, so was giving 100,000 cedis, the whole place was quiet. Because I thought the guy deserved a very big round of applause. Apparently they didn't understand what 100.
Na Bank of Ghana Governor Dr. Johnson Isiama and so the same to Dawotri mu said new mampeni John Dramani Mahama ekaye no no krepa ye o se o hwe Ghana yesidi no senia yesi edi no enye sika bia keke na emu no ahye so dia etre se wo ye Ghana ni na wo de atu edwa se yedi na ayambo a se ne be ya sidi no ahode no betimi ejina so pampe.
The cedi assisted launch event recently, it reminded us that our currency carries history. Our currency has meaning, and our currency has a sense of collective identity. Today, we build on that moment, and we reflect on how we can walk forward and to walk forward together with purpose as custodians of the next chapter of the cedi. Your Excellency, your presence indeed speaks to the national significance of this milestone. And we appreciate your continued support for the Bank of Ghana and for the financial sector more broadly. Excellency, your engagement underscores our shared responsibility to protect the value, the integrity, and the future of the city. Mr. President, your Resetting Ghana agenda's emphasis on stability resonates deeply with our mandate as a central bank, which is to safeguard a currency that supports opportunity, confidence, and long-term prosperity for all Ghanaians. As governor, I am very much aware of the critical role that currency plays in our economy and in our society. And as we mark 60 years of the city, we remember the pride and the aspiration that shaped its introduction. From its earliest days, the city carried the confidence of a young republic that was charting its own economic destiny.
Na chairman Edema Advisory Board for Africa Trade Chamber ASS Sam Jonah and Sama Tuja Wochrebu say Osha say Africa and I say be mine say to be aqua anima was say a raw materials are de echo among hoodros no de eba newie ye or say ye bet me in your raw materials or my yimu de aye akadia na say inyane and I said, near my hood, bet me a bois or my ya. I was say it to be a year or my Ghana Hanu saying, yes, I bet to be a day aquaman who do so no macoye. If you train a year so yakwa to the about or my muse, ye babeto, or say sad yano egusua ecosua or my yen to me for ye nimda.
Partnership. And we need genuine partnerships. That Africa must lead its own industrialization agenda. We don't seek charity from you. We seek collaboration based on mutual benefit and mutual respect. Technology transfer, which you give to China, we need that. We need fair market access and investment in regional value chains. That is what this continent needs, and that is what this continent wants. The Africa we want and the one we must build. Let us imagine for a moment what the continent desires. Africa exports finished. Africa that exports finished chocolate, no raw beans. Africa that processes its own bauxite into alumina and aluminium. Africa that produces electric cars from our own critical minerals. An Africa whose youthful energy drives innovation, not migration. An Africa that nobody any longer apologizes for its ambition.
My engineer say so na yanko among hodo incense so sebe ka say the nipa be say ediokron in watering and na chese watu ananam ewa is ye do ni na ene say Palestinians phobia chese ye chemu or ye chewan ekọ da ye no de fie wa Israel my nimu afe 2023 October ne bosome no eno ana chese pen for the abetu edwa say South Watch say a chill woman, and there's so much one and animal. I won't see it. My young homie in some way, so you're back a good year moon sense, so Beba cream.
Company Limited. So we per blocks machines here papa. Na ne bonso assign eda form dia. Enye na enwani Amsel Company Limited. Your conveyor blocks machines, hydraulic blocks machines, pallets, any blocks machines in one accessories nyina. And nothing so blocks machines are who draw open in being so ewo. To show your chakwan in a year. There was Spinters Road 18 Junction. Yani KFC Dino and a edition anymore. Frey, it was 05,240 and I say 0540-725850. Amstel blocks machines in Papa Efie.
Mayen Samo Bibia Aqua Babio de so a good demo and Semu. Na coach Otto Ado de Sema to Jawo Trouble say Oshe a match a Ghana ne Afe Korea, South Korea, Ekodi Asia, and no announce so much South Korea to me a ball, a Ghana, a Kaba, Kwamon to me, and to know what they are to address opportunities be brain at some may say tactical challenges, the Duana no more face here, and no announce so much as say, almost to me, Lucy's are matching.
Game from both sides. At the end, surely, first of all, congratulations for some more clinical on the chances they had. I think we had good ball possession, but also a lot of chances we created, which we couldn't use. And the difference was that they used their chances, even though they missed the penalty. I think the game was kind of even. I think it was good to watch. Very, very dangerous South Korea from set pieces, in-swing crosses, which led also to the first goal. And we, like I said, also had our chances, good pressing moments where we could have, when we won the goal, when we won the ball, we could have scored, but also good counter situations. And at the end, they were more clinical, and that's why I think South Korea won.
No, actually, not just a beside coach Otto Ado say a game, me not just a told ya a South Korea now face so Japan, or say, Uhuni say, or Okache, and also Chirobu say, a Japan, match in a course or sinner, a moya dempa ye, no chimo to me bomb, whom dempa, or say Japan, a team no, or moya dear papa, paye, no dear, on far, and I say on car. Assembia and the Krana and the
At the moment, on a very, very high level, Brazil too much, and for them to beat Brazil, there you can see the quality they have. On a good day, you can see that Japan can beat everyone, and I think Ghana, but also South Korea, they're not there yet. For the World Cup, there's still some months to go for us to improve. Surely also in all aspects, in pressing, in creating chances, but also not allowing chances. There's still room to improve, I think, for especially for Ghana, when I can't speak too much about South Korea, because I think they, like I said, they did well today. But Japan is really, really at the moment on a very, very high level.
I know, and I just say, Coach Otto Ado Echebu say, "Oh my boy, Muhammad Empire match night to Jano, Japan. It's me a share Ghana to Noah, Ghana to me and say a cannibal cocra. My home in some way, so I am far a year entertainment, and so Emerson. Mayazamo Bibia Aqua Babio de do so a year, a remo and such a year. Some make us say, dear, or my mo a yes, Southern partner. I dare say we are a pa a year now, uko any swa. I dare say a year a pronoun so bebo na ewo a year important matches a bear, a riano, a bebo, ewo if you feel at toye a femu. Na face so no ohwe ekwo ewie anase nimre mu honom so no ewia kakra bebo de mu ye hye pa eso ebebo ewo ho Mayens fire semnu envie ewo ababa wa ye friend say when the she or ye nyum tuni or there two edwa wo chirebu say o hwe ne nyuma woto a che say enkrofo etibi etu bi no say oba abefidieting tai eso a titiri ni YouTube or say last week here na wo twe mu na che say ebeto mu kinkline $10,000 there when ya a free YouTube.
I don't like us to say music asem on air, but then it is no like maniac like estimate not thousands of dollars like every week.
Yep. Every week. Yep.
Yes, every week. Thousands. Me share a
but
this week me were hard. This week me were hard at $10,000 a drop. It's just for YouTube, not for the entire. No. I just one platform. Other ones ni nyamba. Me were hard a drop. Me who ye? Yeah. Ah, just my. File some like account. Yeah. Right. Yeah, because music every time you hear.
Yeah.
It's very tangible.
Ahasene yede kase ye boaboa no ni nano yede ebesi ewa hanyumoku we ena twese omoso yase yede kase ye besomo Sarah's Dream Jewelries awhwe wona amowo eye carnation asafu ache ashi Amsa Block Machinery and Block Manufacturing, was Spinters, Omni KFC, and AD Rema Ushering Agency Wakaswa Amafru, KS Female School Limited, was Dansuma Runabout, Blessing from Brown, Kaswa Amafru, Nap Apartment Hotel, also was Dansuma First Lane, Crystal Direct Pet Shop, also was American House. Ahasene yede kasiye ni na ede ebesi nya meje pini ene mame ama bafwa makrab